We wish the joy of discovery. The joy of discovery. A safe journey in the joy of discovery. That, my friends, is the essence of science. That's what this is all about. The joy of knowing. The joy of discovery. That's what I want you to get in your hearts. That's what I would like you to use to, dare I say it, change the world. Earlier this summer, I was not shocked, but a little bit down. Gil Scott Heron died. Gil Scott Heron, those historians, he did poetry to music. He did rap before it was called rap. This song was released in the year 1970. And the famous song is, "The revolution will not be televised." And what he meant was, the man controls so much of the media that if there's a revolution, the man will not be able to keep up because people will take over the media and run things. And that kind of turned out to be what happened. It turns out not to literally be true. It turns out the revolution is televised. The revolution doesn't count unless it's on Twitter or Facebook. But there's revolutions going on all over the world right now, and you guys are part of it. You are seeing these old oppressive regimes just being swept away through the power of the social network, through the power of Twitter and Facebook and the internet. And you guys are going to see the world change. And I want you to be the leaders. I want you to show the world how civilized society with the rule of law can advance things, and science and technology can improve the lives of people everywhere, so that we will have a better tomorrow. When there was a fire on Berkwood Place in Baltimore, Maryland in 1915, the fire truck was pulled by horses. When my grandfather went into World War I, he put a gas mask on himself and he put a gas mask on his horse. Because that's the way people did stuff. That's all they had. That was the technology. That's how you went to war. 20 years later, nobody did anything who was serious about conducting a war. Nobody did anything like that on a horse. Everything changed in just 20 years. And my goodness, the changes that you guys will see will astonish people of my age. This is a picture of Saturn, taken by the Cassini spacecraft about 4 years ago, 3+ years ago. And it's a striking picture. It's an astonishing picture. Here are the rings of Saturn, casting a shadow on the backside of Saturn, because the light just glows through the Saturnian atmosphere. By the way, if you had an extraordinary bathtub, an extraordinary source of gravity, this thing would float. It's remarkable. But this is not just a picture of Saturn, everybody. This is a picture of the Earth. The Earth is right there. And that's it. It's that little dot in the middle of galactic nowhere. If we go straight up a few thousand kilometers, there's the sun, and that's the Earth, right there. When I was in 3rd grade, Mrs. Cochran, my 3rd grade teacher, told us there were more stars in the sky than grains of sand on the beach. And I remember thinking, lady, come on. Have you ever been to a beach? There's nothing but sand. There's sand this way now with thousands of nautical miles. You go back there, you turn around, there's just sand. There's so much sand. There's a cliff full of sand. The tide goes out, there's more sand. You shuffle your feet, and there's sand. I mean, I wouldn't have expressed it in this way. Mrs. Cochran, are you high? But apparently, as a first cut, there are more stars than all of that. So I'm a little kid standing on the beach, thinking, well, I'm really not that different from a grain of sand, really. If you get out here, I mean, I'm just another speck with all these other specks. And you look at it from here, and it's just a bunch of specks. And the sun, by the way, completely unremarkable star. There's nothing special about the sun. I mean, I'm a speck on a speck, orbiting a speck. There's a bunch of other specks. Then with my brain, which is only this big, of course, my old boss. With your brain, you can imagine all of this. With your brain, you can know your place in space. And with your brain, my friends, you can, dare I say it, change the world! Thank you all very much.